everybody, this is Dustin. I am testing out the Combar from Aclim8. I have been using this now for just literally 3 or 4 hours to set up camp, and walked around with it in my house, kind of playing with the different mechanisms on it, learning how to use it, and I kind of love it. So I love the craftsmanship of it. You can tell just by the way that these things are machined and the way everything fits together that it's super high quality. The handle is easy to grip and very comfortable in your hand. The mechanism that you use to switch from tool to tool is relatively easy to use. It took me a little bit of time kind of messing around with it, but I've gotten used to it, and it's pretty easy to open and close all the different attachments. So literally all you do is pull up and it opens here, like the trowel for digging. And then the hatchet kind of naturally comes back up as you close the trowel. So if I want to close the hatchet there, it's also got a hammer here. I haven't had to use the hammer yet, but I've used pretty much everything else on it. So the other thing it's got is within the handle, you've got 2 pretty great tools. A knife, which is great. The one thing I would say about the knife is this sheath is just a little bit finicky to open up, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy, and that's a pretty sweet knife. So gotta be careful not to cut yourself with that because it is sharp. The other tool that comes from inside the handle is a saw, which it's started to rub off because I've actually used it. I believe that's a Bosch blade, so that's a nice folder. You can fold it open. Again, you can see the craftsmanship of this thing is really on point. It's a nice looking saw. I've used a lot of folding saws, and I would say this from an aesthetic standpoint definitely looks the best of any of them. It's super light and well crafted. The one thing you have to watch out for, and this is with any folding saw, is when you are sawing the blades, because they're long and skinny, they have a tendency to potentially kink on you. So this one just slightly bent on me a couple times, and I just bent it back. The other thing you need to make sure and do is tighten the blade once in a while. As I was cutting, the blade came out and I had not tightened it since I got it. So that's something to make sure you do, but it's easy. It's just kind of like a pocket knife. You push on this and then it closes into this nice little package. So each one of these has like a little bit of a tab on one end, if you can see that. So you want to make sure that when you put them back into the handle, that those are up, not down. So they drop right in, super easy. And then make sure when you close this that you're pushing down and in. Okay, that's the other thing that's just slightly finicky, is when you're opening this, you want to make sure you're pushing down and back and pop it open, and then spin it around to close it, push down and in. Okay, so overall, a lot of great positives: craftsmanship, attention to detail, fit and finish of everything, how it all holds together. It's just a really well-made tool. The negatives are this is just a little bit finicky, but once I've used it a bunch, it's really easy to get the hang of. Same with this little mechanism here, but they've built them, it seems like, to really tight tolerances, so these all stay together and don't come apart while you're using it. And to be honest, I've used the trowel, I've used the hatchet now, and I've used all the, it doesn't come apart while you're using it. It holds together. The only thing that it slightly does is these tools inside do rattle just a little bit when you're using the hatchet or the hammer. So what I like to do when I'm doing that is I take those tools out, put them to the side. It also makes it a little bit lighter weight to use while you're chopping. The Combar from Aclim8 is a really great multi-tool for outdoors people and overlanders. It's got a lot of great tools, all packed into one well-designed, neatly put together package.